Hi everybody, Neon here of course. We are one day into a 8-day backpack. We've hiked 11 miles. We started this morning on the Chattooga River Trail at the trailhead at the Sluice access to the Chattooga River. And we've hiked about 11 miles. Here's our first campsite with 5 of my best friends. We had a nice lunch along the river and climbed some hills. Saw a dead pig. Now we've eaten dinner tonight, and you see the dead pig?
Yeah, that's what we had for dinner tonight, the dead pig.
Yeah, I thought about eating the dead pig, but it would look too heavy, so I left it laying there. So pretty soon we're going to be going to bed. Well, it is the morning of day 2, and I don't know, it's about 7:15. You can see our tent set up down there. There's a creek just on the other side of our campsite. That's Dick's Creek. It's a real nice big camping area here at the Dick's Creek Spur Trail.
This way? Oh, this way?
Been raining about an hour. I think it's going to keep raining. Licklog Falls. Who's way down there? So it's about 5 o'clock and we are near Licklog Falls. I've been in my tent, I guess about an hour. It's still raining. I made a couple cups of coffee, and after a while I guess I'll boil some water and eat some dinner. So that's probably it for today. Maybe it'll stop raining in the morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Trying to get a drink of water. Is it working?
It is. You have a lot of time to orient yourself too.
Well, it is day 3. It's about 3 o'clock. We are stopped for the night at Burrell's Ford campground. We've actually been here 2 hours. We only hiked about 8.5 miles today, and we are going to take the Foothills trail from here on out. Tomorrow probably about 10 or 11. Just sort of hanging out, feeling cold. About to make me some coffee. Good morning. It's about 9 a.m. and we're hiking out at Burrell's Ford campsite. The thermometer says it's 32 degrees, but the water was still liquid, but it's right on the edge, and I'm pretty cold. But we're getting out of that river valley. And the sun is shining. We did not take the Fork Mountain Trail because it had to walk north 200 years.
I think my wife would start to miss me.
Well, it's about 3 o'clock, after 3, and we passed by our intended campsite for the night on purpose. The folks thought it was a little too early to stop. We might have to go about 6.5 miles to our next campsite, unless we can find a stealth site in the next 2.5, because there's about a 3 or 4 mile section where no camping is allowed around the Whitewater Falls. So it's going to be a long day for Neon. Resupply. Whitewater Falls. Tallest waterfall east of the Mississippi. It's hard to appreciate just how big that is. It's, I think, about 450 feet, maybe more. Way up there is Whitewater Falls. It's almost 6 o'clock and the shadows are getting long. Well, my dinner tonight is my famous shrimp and cheese grits. Got the alcohol stove going over here. And I was going to make us a cup of coffee. And I added this pack of creamer that came from a hotel, and that's what these yellow flakes are. I don't know if that was such a good idea or not, but it's going in my stomach. Ugh. This is pretty good. Shrimp has a lot of texture. There's a nice little bridge, easy water access, and bear paws, bear prints. Ugh. Hooray for engineering! Got some tie bars underneath it to keep it from buckling side to side, and look, there's some up and down too. Fiddleheads. More engineering. Well, that sign tells us where we were and where we're going, but not where we are. There appears to be a campsite down here. And it's almost 3 o'clock, so we'll call it a day. We think that's Bear Camp Creek, right?
Yeah.
You think that's Bear Camp Creek?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And this would be the campsite there. And I've got this area all to myself. Well, one last shot of our campsite here tonight. 7:30, it's about time to go to bed. Good morning. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Went to bed at 8 o'clock last night, got out of my tent about 7, so that was 11 hours in my tent. That was nice. It's one of the best parts about backpacking is what I make up for the loss of quality of sleep with quantity. So I'm about to boil some water and eat some breakfast and drink some hot coffee, and thought I'd show you what I've got to eat here for one day of backpacking. On this trip I packed it up in 2 bags, one with breakfast, snacks, and lunch, and one with dinner. So I got the day food bag spread out here, sort of in order. My breakfast is here. I've got Pop-Tarts, dried fruit and jerky, Cliff Bar, some coffee. After I start walking, I'll eat a couple of snack bars on the trail. I'll pause for lunch and make myself a wrap out of these beef sticks and mayonnaise. Eat some of this trail mix. Looks like some sort of spicy corn nuts with some extra raisins in there. Afternoon, I've got another coffee I'll drink cold if I'm needing it. And for the last push of the day, I've got a Little Debbie and a Special K, because I figure those two will balance out in terms of nutritional value. I'm not going to open the dinner up right now, but there's an instant dinner in there. This one looks like it's got mashed potatoes in it, a couple of candies, an ounce of fruit, I think those are figs, some crackers, and a candy bar. Day 6. Got a nice camp kitchen this morning on a stump. Get some water in my pot. And 3 packs of instant coffee and 2 cups of water. I am using my little alcohol stove. It's a open burner with some carbon felt in there, and I'm going to put about a little less than half an ounce of alcohol fuel in there this morning. I don't need to bring it to a boil. It is burning. You can't see it, but it is burning. I put my windscreen around it, pot on top, and wait. Terrible. Not bad now. Yep, look at that. Views and everything.
Yeah.
I think it'd probably get up that hill with 5 people on it too.
Yeah, it would.
Wow.
I didn't bring my John Deere key. I don't think it's fixed the boat anyway.
It's a Kubota, huh? Yeah. That's my wife's maiden name, but no relationship.
Oh, really? Well, if we had time, we could make a dugout with that log there.
Lake Jocassee. Got to walk around it. Bridge is right there. I mean, we could just go right through there, but No, the Foothills Trail Association decides we need to go up there. That's one pretty suspension bridge right there. Look at the size of that. Table Rock State Park. 27.8 miles that way. Definitely climbing out of a hole. Leaving Gorgeous State Park, which means I guess we're at the end of the gorge, so it's time to go up. Well, it's hot. At least it feels hot after climbing all these hills. I broke a little sweat. Now that's a waterfall. And it continues down there. Woo, doggies! Well, it's almost 3:30. Been walking since about 9 o'clock this morning. And I'm hoping my buddy's gonna be camping down there. Hey, I see him. Over here on the side of the river, we got our campsite. A couple of dudes hiking through. My little tent is on the other side of that hammock where that orange shirt is hanging over there, over in the ghetto. That's okay, because this guy right here tends to snore a little bit. I'm going to go see what the waterfall looks like that way down there. Well, this is about as close as I'm going to get to the top of the waterfall, because I don't want to slip on a rock and die. That's some powerful force of nature right there. Oh, that feels good. That's some cold water. That's the perfect spot, isn't it? With that rock right there.
Yep.
So I got myself a cup of coffee, and now I'm going to pour my mashed potatoes and chicken and stuff into the pot.
They had to fly missions where they do touch and go.
There's no good trees for hanging bear bags, so everybody looks like y'all are going fishing. Or have you ever gone crabbing? Where you drop a line over and try to get a crab to bite your line? Well, it's 8 o'clock and I've got my sleep clothes on, and there's a little red sky over there. About to go to bed, even though it's still light out. But Shoelace has got his alarm set for 6 a.m. We're going to try to get an early start because we've got about 14 miles and 2 big climbs. One's 1,000 feet and another's 2,000 feet. Big for me. Good night. Well, it's about 6:45 in the morning. It is in that tree right there. Give me a light on it. Across the creek right there. And the trail runs along this pretty little laurel fork. Some more engineering showing the power of distributed loading. If I was walking across there putting my weight on any one of those boards in the middle, all my force would be concentrated in one spot and I'd likely end up in that water. By laying these boards across the top, my load can be distributed along the entire, well, not the entire length, but at least distributed over a number of boards, reducing the amount of weight per board, therefore allowing me to cross. Regardless whether my weight is distributed in the middle or concentrated in one point, the same forces are applied to the ground at each end. I've got the same reaction forces. And that is the engineering lesson for today. A pretty little yellow flower. And a whole bunch of them. As far as the eye can see. Oh, of course, even the principles of distributed loading are insufficient when a tree falls on you. Well, you don't get real good contrast because the sun's still in the east, but I'm pretty sure that there's Sassafras Mountain, the tallest mountain in South Carolina. And it's going to be about a 2,000 foot climb from down there where I got to go to up there to where I got to go. Time to go up. Some stairs right there. That is the last water source before the top of Sassafras. And it comes with dinner. Yum, yum, yum. Let's see what's up here. Hello, puppy. Quite hazy. I think we're getting close. I think the peak's right on the other side of that rhodo. That's the observation tower that's going to open next month. There's some of my hiking buddies.
Something interesting from the top of Sassafras Mountain.
I can't wait for dinner.
It's a great yeah, ditto. It was a great
Woo,
climb.
we made it.
Yeah,
We made it.
We did it.
Yeah.
This is the Cantrell campsite. We've got a bunch of neighbors. My little tent set over there. Mr. Bean got the best one, I think.
This is really good.
It's not bad.
Oh, those are some cojones.
I guess on my little perfect.
Good morning. It is 7 o'clock. The sun is coming up outside. Time to get up. See how wet it is. It was raining most of the night last night. I keep looking over there because that's where my food bag is and I want to get into it. When we were walking out of camp this morning, the Boy Scouts were in a circle and I overheard the Scoutmaster saying a prayer. And the part I heard him talking about was how fear becomes courage. And the way fear becomes courage is we turn it over to God. I thought that was pretty fitting. Every night when I'm crawling into my tent, I have a little fear about a bear finding me in the middle of the night. I know it's extremely rare, and there's not that many bears up here, but still there's some, and they have big teeth. But, you know, I just have to say, God, help me through the night, and just turn it over. Of course, I have to do my part. Can't trust God to go through my bag and take out all the candy wrappers from my pockets, put a rope up in a tree and haul my bear bag full of food and trash up into a tree beyond the reach of the bear. Make sure my cook kit's all put away. So, you know, I have to do my part. But then once I've done everything I can, just gotta turn it over. I'd almost rather go through knee-deep water than walk on a slippery rock.
Yeah, right. That was like the hard part, right there. Like a stick right there. That's only a little bit slippery. Really not that bad.
This area, I think, is called the Caves. There's some big rocks. Look at that tree. Working here on Bald Knob, we've got the last real scenic view overlooking the glory of South Carolina. It's a good one. So we are back at Table Rock State Park. Do you have anything to say about the trip?
Once again, an awesome trip. Thank you. Appreciate it. These guys are fun to hike with. Sorry George isn't ending here, but go Duke.
It was a great time. I had fun. I'm stinky and smelly and looking for a shower.
There you are, Stinky.
That shirt is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is gross, man. Oh, man. I suffered a lot, but I learned a lot, and I'm so glad I came.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so
Me
glad
too.
I came.
That was fun.
That was fun.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Yes.